Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Berserk manga read-through, where today we read volume 41. This is the final Berserk volume that will be dropping on the channel as a full volume reaction, and after this we'll be going back to chapters. Once upon a time when we were doing the Berserk read-through, I was reading just specific chapters, and we eventually moved into doing full volumes for longer episodes. And it feels weird that this is the final volume that we're going to read together. There is no volume 42 at the time of this video. There are chapters, but it just hasn't been compiled into anything yet. So we will be reading the continuous storyline of Berserk as it unfolds whenever chapters come out, but it's weird after such a journey that we've had on the channel reading through Berserk for the first time. And I feel very grateful that many of you have either partaken, joined me on this journey to either rediscover, go through the story again with me, with my first time reactions, or for some that maybe are going through this for the first time with me as well as I read it out. I'm so grateful that I've had you here for this journey, and I'm very, very grateful for the support as well as we sit here with this final volume cover. And we have Casca with short hair with the child and Guts, and I have obviously can only really guess as to what that means for this volume, and I can't wait to actually see it in the story itself. Let's have a look at volume 41 of Berserk. Oh my god. We've got Berserker armor for the volume cover image. Her mind was restored via ritual using Corridor of Dreams. So that gets put in there now for Casca's description. Morta's in here, actually, which is interesting. And Danan is in here as well. Guts' party reached their destination of Elf Island, hoping to restore Casca's mind. By way of the ritual use of the Flowerstorm Monarch Danan's Corridor of Dreams, Shiaka and Farnese dive into a world deep within Casca's psyche and finally awaken her from her long nightmare. Then, when the time for reunion comes, the sight of Guts makes Casca cry out in repulsion, which is just... We're not allowed happy endings in this story. We're not allowed happy endings. And then, after that, we were given a Griffith little side chapter or two there, towards the end of it all. And he's unlocked fast travel, and I'm fully expecting that to result in not Guts and the gang leaving Elfhelm to go and deal with Griffith. I feel like him unlocking fast travel means that he's going to be able to go wherever he wants, which means he's like, hey, where's that ex-best friend of mine? Where is he? What's he doing? Because I know he's out there somewhere. And I feel that that is how things are going to come back, is there is now a plot device in this story that allows them to physically close that gap with barely any time having passed. And with the help of Sonya, a powerful medium might be able to kind of tap into some stuff there. Something that I think that I can piece together here, and this is me throwing that prediction out here, is here's what I think is going to go down before we get into volume 41, just as like a prediction. Clearly we have to have Guts and Griffith cross swords in some capacity, and by crossing swords I don't necessarily mean fight, just they need to be within vicinity of each other. They need to see each other again. That needs to happen with this big thing that's being set up with Falconia and Guts and the gang being made aware of it. I feel that with this world tree traversal that's popped up and Sonya's ability to be a very talented medium, Casca's memories being unlocked is going to be such a unfortunate event because it's something that everyone's wanted. It's this whole thing. It's the whole reason we've gone here, to give her a safe haven, to try and restore her former self. And I think, unfortunately, that her vulnerable mind is going to be a perfect beacon for Sonya to be like, hey, there's this woman and she's just really crazy with these thoughts about the eclipse and Griffith and all of this, and I'm able to pick up on that, and I feel like she's gonna be this unfortunate beacon of just terrible thoughts. And Sonya and Griffith will be able to hone in on that, I think. That's at least how I think this might go now, with that in mind. Because it's like, we've restored Casca, yay, but she's now traumatized all over again, yay, and our enemies have fast travel and a psychic on their team. No. So I would love for there to be a happy reunion, and then they can live happily ever after on Elf Island, and they just retire. But we know it's not going to happen. They're both marked for sacrifice. They both have the brands. Griffith is still out there. It's all got to happen. We just need to see how it's going to happen. So let's do the first chapter of this volume, which is The Dawn of an Empire. So we are still in Falconia for now, before we are taken back to Elf Island. Look at these interiors. Here is my military report. The Band of the Hawk's lancers have nearly exterminated the ogres, trolls, and other legendary beasts on the plains west of Falconia. Furthermore, the forest and river regions remained untouched and will likely require constant vigilance. The mines to the north are infested with goblins, which must be dealt with swiftly. Regarding the Jotnar in the east, previously our biggest threat, as I'm sure each of you is already aware, they were wiped out by the new Royal Army, with our own Band of the Hawk at its core. Magnificent! This means the recovery of our domain has finally begun. This victory is no more than the first act in the arduous struggle to come. Please understand, the recovery of our domain and the reclamation of human living space are one and the same. Certainly, none of us object. On to the next pending item. Head of the Castle Guard and Military Police, Sir Owen, if you would report on the status of capital security. The citizens of Old Windham, the first settlers, established neighborhoods based largely on their trade guilds from the old capital, where peace and quiet are the norm. Meanwhile, in the neighborhoods of immigrants from various other regions, wages for many are low and crime is noticeably on the rise. In addition to public disorder becoming more apparent in the temporary refugee district, there are many heretical sects even amongst the Holy See's adherents. If neglected, these tensions could erupt. We can't afford a heretic conflict within the capital during these troubled times. At this point, even the Kashan are far more reliable. If so many people from different backgrounds suddenly gathered in one place, of course there will be friction. But seeing the Hawk, Sir Griffith like that, if they could even once see the soul ascension ceremony for themselves, they should realize that slight differences in the interpretation of doctrine are insignificant. Certainly, we cannot deny said ritual helps alleviate the people's discontent. Truly, seeing is believing. But we cannot afford to continue neglecting the decline of the city's public order. Are there any immediate countermeasures besides increasing military police presence? It will mean adding to the military's burden once again, but what choice is there? The particulars can wait. Next, we have a relief measure for orphans by the state. A proposal to establish an orphanage. What's this? That one is mine. Your Royal Highness, we, your subjects, all respect your benevolence when it comes to the children. It is most fitting for the future mother of our kingdom. But as your humble servant and treasurer, I must say the government does not currently have such funds. Due to our recent war with the Kashan, our domestic economy fell into a depression, and we couldn't recover before the emergence of these current hardships. We simply cannot afford it. Oh, I see. If only Griffith could just print more money. He's like, I'm gonna make money happen. If we're gonna convert the kingdom's currency to falcon bucks. Everyone's gonna falconia, falcoins. That's it. Making my falcon money. We're gonna make a new economy, and it's not broken. We're just gonna pretend that everything's fine. We should do it. But Sir Griffith, the costs involved. Why not allocate a portion of the loot taken from the giants? But things have an order of priority. The budget must be first carefully allocated to cope with the current problems. Coping is not enough. That is a slow path to ruin. We must not inhale copium. In order for us to survive, the only path forward is to prosper. Orphans alone aren't enough. The government should play a part in the education of all children until age 8. No, age 10. This would include cultivating a national sense of belonging, solidarity, and morality, in addition to teaching, reading, writing, and a range of other subjects. That sounds like utter nonsense. Though they are but children, their labor is indispensable to their parents. If it's only half the day and we provide a daily meal, that should be a boon for the needy masses. But to educate the people, wouldn't that be dangerous? If commoners grow arrogant, we could very well descend into mob rule, and cracks might form in the class system. Worst case, if it were to result in a massive uprising, yes, don't educate the masses because they might think that there's something wrong with the structure of society, and then we'll have an uprising on our hands. Keep the people nice and stupid. It's how it works, isn't it? Troubles at home and abroad are a chronic national disease. If we're going to have that same illness, we should not just sit by and grow weak. We should advance towards glory, even if the path is painful. In 5 or 10 years, if we're to survive and achieve prosperity in this new world, our current standing army of both mercenaries and soldiers serving under the peerage will never suffice. We're certain to need their power of the citizenry, a large-scale army of the people. And to fund this vastly expensive endeavor, the people must prosper by any means available. Construction, engineering, agricultural improvement, logistics. Anyone with the potential to excel should study diligently in order to support the government and help lead us to prosperity. This is the lovely chapter of Griffith does his taxes. So educating the children becomes a major strategy towards achieving that goal. The people's strength is the nation's strength. True. But funding it. Shouldn't we dip into the treasury for this, even if it means bending some rules? But if all we do is spend, it will bleed the government dry. We'll have to impose new taxes. And the economy is strained enough already. If we can recapture the northern silver and copper mines, we should be able to mint many coins. I have another suggestion, which ties in with the earlier matter of local public order deteriorating. If we continue to isolate the refugees in one district, discrimination and persecution are sure to become the norm. We should act before that happens. If they seek relief from this kingdom, they must prove they are of greater benefit to it than its own citizens. We must instill in them the duty and afford them the opportunity to do so. Meaning, what exactly? Why not incorporate the refugees into the army? Well, you mean as we've done with the Kashan. We have seen positive results from absorbing the Kashan. We partake of the same food and we expose ourselves to the same threats. These experiences create strong bonds among people. I'm sure they will make excellent soldiers. But if we hire more troops, it'll require still more funds. We will have them lay the foundation to generate those funds. In addition to general military service, new recruits will be expected as combat engineers to build and maintain roads and to construct strongholds and forts in recaptured territory. With those bases and roads as cornerstones, we will build towns, cities, a transportation network, a cultural sphere for all humanity. As a means of national defense, too, we will build grand walls along the expanding royal border, with a cordon formed by the scattered bases rather than one large, permanently stationed force. Using the roads to swiftly dispatch large-scale forces when the needs arise should prove more efficient, and we can keep costs down during peace term. Military service lasts 10 years. Those who serve their time can be granted citizenship for themselves and their families, or residence wherever they wish in the kingdom. Aren't these terms a good arrangement for labor and reward? I see, yes. In that case, Other governments are currently at a standstill. Cities, towns, and villages everywhere are isolated and overrun by legendary beasts. Our Midland is probably the only functioning nation left on the continent. We're amidst a strange and menacing world that threatens to destroy us if we take one false step. But another way of looking at it, one could say we've obtained a blank and boundless map. To survive, we will expand and invade. We cannot afford to hesitate to fill in that map. It is said that in ancient times, the renowned Emperor BERSERK formed a great empire across the entire continent with this land at its center. I'm going to take a brief moment here while it quickly does a little flashback here. That guy looks mighty familiar. It's been pointed out that there's been a couple of references to Skull Knight, like being referred to again as like with a title of Your Majesty, which is very interesting. So Emperor BERSERK, once upon a time, used the Berserker armor. That was in ancient times. That's a whole other like aspect of like this story's like lore and world building that is just like shrouded in some form of mystery there. So let us show what we too can establish. Humanity's realm, a second empire. Griffith had been talking in the mirror for days warming up this speech. He has it all figured out. Then they all walk out, and then all the nobles are like, a second empire. What a grand vision, while our kingdom faces an existential threat. Still, we can't just stand here, we must scrape together the funds no matter what. I will check in with some prominent firms. I will ask the Holy See for support. It's a silver lining that loans to other countries were effectively nullified. Minister Foss. They used to do little but scheme to protect themselves and their own interests. Now they seem like whatever possessed them is gone. Well, in that context, I myself used to be their ringleader of sorts. Yes, sir. A vision. Sir? To lead a nation and its people, one must have a sublime vision. All of us are entranced by that man's dazzling vision. Come here. I swiped some dried meat from the kitchen. We've got Sonia feeding the falcons. Oh, the council's ended. Yep, the whole chapter on let's talk about city development and urban planning. Hey, Lord Griffith. And then Griffith is with Princess Charlotte, and Sonia is jealous and doing a falcon face. God damn it. This is ridiculous. Highness, it's improper to run, so you'll slip and fall. Back there, that is... I felt like I was intruding with my idea. No, it was a very worthwhile suggestion. The kingdom can be a good parent to orphans. The orphans are sure to support the kingdom once they're independent. I want to take flowers in the garden gathered from all over the kingdom and plant them at the orphanage, so it can be a home, sure to soothe the children after all their hardships. Mother of the kingdom indeed. Like a mother looking after a home. Oh my. In that case, would that make his future royal majesty the father of the kingdom? Hey, stop that. She's like aggressively plucking the bird out of jealous, like, rage, but containing it behind those eyes. Lord Griffith, do you have plans after this? If you'd like, we could have tea together in my chambers. I would love to soothe your weariness from this latest campaign. There's nothing on the military schedule for this afternoon. Please, spend the time at your leisure. I could do something too. I could do with some soothing too. Quit it. I haven't spent time together in a while. Don't get in the way. Weren't you by Lord Griffith's side the entire campaign? I kind of hate the dynamic between Sonia and Griffith. I don't know if I'm alone in that. I think that this kind of aspect and obsession is really annoying. She's annoying in that sense. I'm curious to see how a character's gonna do stuff with her, like, her medium powers, but her infatuation with Griffith does not interest me at all. Ah, hey, where to? I'm taking a long ride. Don't come with me. Yeah, as if. Oh man, guess I'm the only one who never gets a day off. Oh, wow, interesting. And then we look at this beautiful shot of the tree, and we've got Charlotte taking a nap, and Griffith with his 8-pack, with his holding his beautiful hair as he stares out at the moon. He's got that post-Charlotte clarity. Sure enough, it's tonight then. What's tonight, Griffith? Okay. Definitely some sort of post-nut clarity right now. He's like, alright, it's tonight. And then he vanishes while still naked, jumping out the window while Charlotte sleeps. Okay, and then he's gone. And the next chapter is called Barrier. Okay. The next chapter is called Barrier. And we're just going to let this load. We're just not going to talk about it. There you go. Snip, snip. And here comes the haircut. Snippity snip. There. Is that about right? Thank you, Your Majesty, for doing this personally. Don't you mind? I'm doing this because I enjoy it. It's fun to do a lady's hair this way. Oh, lovely. It's a nice break from the usual housework, too. And you may call me Danan. The dress suited you quite well a bit, so it's a bit of a shame, but I prepared some forest sentinel clothes that are easy to move in as you wished. And also, a sword. We're getting back to warrior soldier Casca. I do like the long hair on Casca, but the short hair is a great look. Look at that, she's back. Look at that. Sure enough, this feels more right for me. This makes for a very different impression. There you go, look at that. Elf Island version of Casca. That is a incredible outfit. Don't stare like that, it's embarrassing. Okay, so let's think about this, because we're back on the island. We're back with Casca. She's okay. She's getting a haircut, but she's had her little repulsion with Guts. So I'm assuming that it's sort of a situation that when she's not really, when she's visually confronted with him, it comes up because she's able to think about him. But when she sees him, it happens. I guess we'll see how this goes. You look like a lady pirate. Cool. Yeah, but it's such a total change. The Casca we knew was like a bratty handful of a baby. I remember the days when, to rescue you, I had to play tag with heretics and Farney's bunch. Takes you back. Feels like the distant past now. By about 20 years, in fact. Which I definitely feel like this is Puck pointing out how long that this manga has been running for. That he's like, yeah, so about 20 years ago. Like, here's the thing. We've been reading Berserk over the past 2 years. We were reading that storyline stuff within this last year. And for the context of people reading Berserk over the years, it's been a long time. It's been a lifetime for some people. Sorry about all that. Yes, it's faint, but I remember. You really took good care of me back then. Isidro, Puck, cut it out. It's ancient history. Those girls who took me in at the Holy Ground, I wonder if they're still okay. I'd like to thank them if I ever see them again. Not sure how to apologize for that whole affair. No, it's not like that. If I hadn't reeled her in with my daredevil dive, Casca would have been burnt to a crisp. Refer to volume 21. So patronizing. That's wild, Isidro, and I have no idea. We're getting really fourth wall here all of a sudden. I was not even here in this story. Refer to volume 21. I'm especially grateful to you, Miss Farnese. Just Farnese's fine. Whenever I clung to you, I always felt a sense of relief. The way I did with my mother and sisters when I was a child. I think during the journey, you really were both a mother and older sister to me. But how could I have been? I'm the one who's incapable of anything. How touching. Is it worth crying over? She's not used to praise. You there, don't spoil this. I'm printing, huh? Thank you too, Miss Shirka. You saved me from so many crises. You needn't call me Miss. Call her your ladyship. Oh, but that's... I was simply doing my part. It was practically Fantasia who did all the looking after, the taking good care of you. There's a lot of hard work journeying while protecting an unworthy student and big baby. So you seriously were a sword fighter, huh, Casca? And a woman at that, so how are your skills? We'll see. I think they're pretty rusty. The sword feels a tad heavy. I love Casca coming back into form like this. It's like, she's back. We just need her to come back without, any of that traumatic memory stuff that keeps popping up. Unfortunately, this is Berserk and there is no happy endings. And then we can have Casca tell Isidro that Guts was the 100-man slayer, and he's going to be like, oh, this guy has been my hero this whole time. Then I have just the right training partners stored away. Come on out. It's a bunch of hollowed out suits of armor. Incredible. These are armors and weapons I swiped from visitors to the island long ago. What were they called? Yes. Vikings? I magicked them into golems. Oh, that's amazing. Vikings being canon in Berserk long ago. I heard of them. They're pirates. Vikings got no style. That armor looks old. Is it antique? So this is what becomes of legendary sea warriors. Thank you for everything, Your Majesty, Lady Danan. Their insides are filled with straw, so you can cut or stab them. Their weapons have been enchanted not to injure or kill. Then I'll take you up on your kind offer and not hold back. Good luck. Does it? Yeah, I was gonna say, does this all just come back to her? She got that it's the word that I'm looking for. Muscle memory is what I'm looking for. So instantly, with that gaze, goes right into it. Nice. Yeah, look at her. She's in a daze. Interesting. Yeah, it's like she just totally cold-faced. It's all there behind the eyes for her. Wow. Yeah, she's good. It's definitely being done intentionally where she's just very just expressionless as she goes through all of this, and it's just effortless for her. Interesting. Not even an ounce of a struggle after all this time. And then does her exhale. How skilled. What? You mean she's that strong? Oh wow, she's the real thing. Her skills are better than mine. She's used to fighting armored opponents. Intense. Not bad, Casca, that blew me away. You were great. I'm surprised too, honestly. Old habits must die hard. My body reacted automatically. She got that ultra instinct, dude. Hey, be my training partner. Guts is strong, but he's so huge it makes it hard to picture an opponent with a normal-sized body. It'd be no problem with you. Good it is to learn from other styles sometimes. Yoda Puck makes a return. That's fine by me. Thanks, big sis Casca. Learned to bow your head, have you, Padawan? Yeah, but with wooden swords, because my accuracy is down. I guess it's my fate to be big sis. Let's do this. Go for it. Come, let us go to our training as well. Yes, let's. So Manji here. So we've got Isidro training with Casca. That's cool. For Serpico, stay and assist Casca with her training. She's fully in a mage mindset. She's like, I'm off to do witch things. Are you sure you won't speak to her? Not yet. If she's doing well with the rest of you, that'll do for now. Yeah, I'm assuming that when the encounter happened, she must have had that memory and maybe passed out or something. So they didn't actually get to have a conversation. From here, the problem is her own. Will she face him, or will she wait for time and affinity to heal her? No matter how deep the wounds, Casca can now at least decide for herself. And she has both of you to thank. Hey, you know. Yes, but I'll go and tell her after all. Fun easy. I wonder if she burdened herself unnecessarily in the corridor of dreams. Aiden the enemy. I was the one. Okay, Farnese goes to Casca to tell her. It was me who put your heart in when you were afraid. I said I was sure you'd see him as I watched you go. However, Guts. Just stay there and listen. Okay, so there's no visual thing here. We'll just have to communicate with our eyes closed. Stay behind the tree, Guts. Then again, what to talk about? You've got good companions. Of course, I'm already aware of that. Okay, fine, you be my opponent. The things during our journey, it's like I was dreaming I was someone else. It's hazy. Isidro was really taken to you. It's hard to believe you took on an apprentice. It never seemed possible back in those days. The way he's contrary is a lot like you, although his teacher was a little less approachable. But his smooth two-sword style, yeah, it reminds me of judo. Oh no. This is so terrible. God, this is so terrible. And then the heartbeat. And then judo in the eclipse all comes through, and then all comes back to her, and she's like, oh, and it's right in the heart. We have to unfortunately deal with this fact that we've got Casca with her heart back together, put inside of her, surrounded by like this curse and these dark thorns, and it's just this constant goddamn thing where she's like, I'm remembering back in the good old days. Oh my god, I'm gonna have a heart attack. You know, like we've got the just reminiscing on judo, and then you think of him, and this is all that flashes back, and it's just like the pain of that loss and everything that happened, all in her brain, all at once. And then Guts reaches out and is like, Casca, and she falls right to the ground. Because this is her mind. Oh, shit, dude. And this is what she sees. And, like, this is what she was seeing when she was scared of Guts and when she was Elaine, you know, and, like, holding back. It's like she looks, and this is what she sees surrounding him. And she freaks the hell out, and she's screaming and traumatized, and Guts wants to help so badly because she's suffering right in front of him, and he has to like literally go away, and that's so heartbreaking. However, they still can't see one another. Oh shit, it's been a while. And that's how you want to end out the chapter, with him just watching. God damn. The Cherry Orchard is the next chapter. The night appears as the recurring nightmare widens the gulf between the two. What are his intentions? Berserk to be continued. Oh, this is really cool. That was interesting. Getting some little bonus stuff at the end there. Chapter 360 is next. The chapter title is, because I guess it's not included. Oh no, sorry, it was. There was just a couple of other screens. Cherry Orchard, right. Cherry Orchard is the title of this one. Be calm. Drink that slowly. Thank you. I put on another shameful display. Don't worry about it. You only just awoke from a long, long nightmare. For now, you mustn't push yourself. When I try to touch on the past, it's like I've been suddenly brought back to that place. I see it all over again. Casca, don't, or else you'll... His face. His voice. I can't handle it. A terrifying shadow gets in the way. Oh, and then... Nice. Danan is like, sleep time. Casca, it's alright. I just made her sleep. Now, you two go train. I'll keep an eye on her. I know you're concerned, but all we can do right now is burn some incense and let her sleep peacefully. Yes, but you have a task at hand, do you not? You gotta go practice your witch things. I like that she still has that intense sort of like caretaking. Alright. And then she's tugging at Farnese's thing. She relies on you so much, like a security blanket? Never. No such thing. I'm no such thing. Farnese has had such incredible character development, but she's still not at all aware of her contributions. She denies it. Which is something else that is sad, you know? Ah, yes. For your rich mage life that's about to begin. Here, although it's one of my old things. Oh, here they are. We've got the witches again. Lady Farnese, finally. This hat doesn't seem right for me. You'll get used to it. Looks quite good on you. It's all flashy on plain old you. Nice, she's got the outfit and everything. That's cool. But a beginner like me in this getup knitted from cherry blossoms, it feels elegant. I feel pressured, although it is nice and light. It's a boon from Danan. You'll just have to accept it. There you are, newcomers. I apologize that we're late on our first day. It's alright. Danan filled me in on the situation. First, I want to know your true abilities, such as how much you've learned of spells and rituals. True abilities, you said? It hasn't been long since I started learning magic. You want me to show you spells? You don't have to keep taking off your hat. I still only know the formation of the four. Okay, demonstrate for me. Huh? Mistress, here you go. Don't embarrass Shirka, apprentice number 1. Do your best. Don't worry, your formation of the four really did protect everyone. I'll vouch for that. There. Ready? Okay, here goes. Hold on, she's not drawing a magic circle? Not knowing about magic circles, she's a novice, right? She's got no wand. And becoming a mage as an adult in the first place, that's the problem with folks outside the island. Think she can do the formation of the four? No way. It'll just glow a little dimly at the most. Here we go. She's talented. She got that latent ability. She don't need no wand or magic circles. Huge, pretty. Oh, look how vivid it is. Farnese, you say it hasn't been long since you took up magic, but how long has it actually been? Yes, sir, about 3 months, maybe? The formation of the four in 3 months? And as an adult, usually takes a year. Wait, isn't it impossible for adults with no prior training to use magic? Farnese's got that Jedi latent ability. She Luke Skywalkering this one. Wow, it took me 3 years before I could do it. What's up with your companion? She found herself placed in unique circumstances. She had an amazingly outstanding mistress. Lady Farnese, this is complicated. And we've got Mordo watching from above. Good job. Had me nervous. And now on to Shirka. Can I ask you to cast some spell? Yes, sir. Then I will summon a spirit. I will call a spirit of darkness from that tree hollow. Oh, a spirit in a place like that? Do you sense it, no? And aren't dark spirits dangerous? Again, a summoning with no magic circle. And there she goes. Oh damn, there is something dark in there. Yep. She bringing it out. I am a nameless shadow. a hollow blackness. I shall grant the Gamboling girl's request in exchange for a bounty of the land. Huh? Wait. What? Oh my god, it just took him. What the fuck? Stay away! Huh? Wait! It's dark, I can't see anything. Oh. Oh, and tripped and fell. Ah, my apple! Tremble with fear. She's pretty good. She's pretty good. I'm sorry, are you alright? Yeah, but my apple. Hey, Shiaka, what's going on with you? Summoning a spirit without even using a magic circle. Oh yeah. And that was a spirit of darkness, yeah? What was such a dangerous thing doing in a place like that? I made sure to have a corresponding link in my subconscious. Magic circles simply help guide you in that. She's got combat experience. When we faced danger on our journey, there was no time to engrave detailed icons or runes, so I made do using this method. As for spells, I had to borrow the power of whatever spirits were concealed in that place, so perhaps I've developed a knack for locating them. Danger is unavoidable with powerful spirits, but we've been rescued by them many times. I also once borrowed the power of a spirit of darkness, and so... But that little spirit is no dangerous being. It seems it's always watched with envy from that hollow as you've trained here. A shut-in, huh? It would be happy if you offered it an apple or something and maybe played tag with it. Blindfolded tag? Oh, nicely done. Looks like you visitors will prove to be a good motivation for this village's inhabitants so accustomed to peace. Everyone learn well from this approach to magic that's been put to the test in the outside world. Yes, sir. Now, I must offer you something in turn. Let me see. In that case, Great Guru, I have a request. Such as? Would you mind teaching me healing magic? Especially ways to heal the mind. She wants to heal Casca so bad. Fantasia, a caregiver witch, huh? That's so you. Mm-hmm. It's safe to say the making of medicines is the original duty of mages. When it comes to healing the mind, I know just the person. Right here. Danan, when it comes to that, I'll lend a helping hand. Let's work hard together, for Casca's sake too. Oh, and help me with the cleaning sometimes. Add maid to the list. Now then, Shiaka. Yes, sir? Would you be interested in communing not with native nature spirits, but with the diamonds of a deeper domain? Diamonds? Wow, aren't you usually taught that when you become a full-fledged mage guru? Diamonds. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, if it's just said demons and it's being spelt weirdly. I'm just kind of saying it how it's spelt. It might just be demons. Daemons? I'm not sure. Matt Damons? Matt Damons. You should accept, Shiaka. Not all demons are astral world beings. Some were once living humans, heroes, and even some who were magic users. My old friend who aided you in your shared dream is one of them. Nice. By all means, I gladly accept. All right then. Welcome once again, Shiaka. Thank you. You're really good. And you too, for an outsider and an adult at that. Much obliged. And Morta continues to watch from above. And then Guts says, I'm going to go practice swinging my sword alone on a cliff edge because I've got nothing else to do right now except train until I'm out of breath and be upset at everything that's going on. Exactly. What am I supposed to do? What you see at the end of the journey. It isn't necessarily just a beautiful sight. And of course, you're going to end the chapter like that again. So, Skull Knight rocks up. What you see at the end of the journey, it isn't necessarily just a beautiful sight. You're not guaranteed a happy ending as we move into the ravine for the next chapter, 361. It's you. Once again, you've returned. As we are led by causality. You and your weighty way of talking. So, how about it? A while back on that moonlit beach, you gave me that gracious warning. Looks like I didn't need it after all. As you can see, I made it to this island without losing any more pieces. Although the trip was a little rough. That was luck. Thanks. But don't relax your guard. Causality has yet to converge. Hey, what's that supposed to... It's been a long time, Your Majesty. There you go. No, is Skull Knight along the lines of what you go by now? Majesty. I recall your face, your Vid's son. My name is Gedfring. When I was a child, my father brought me along for several audiences. Now I find myself in a governing role for the village. That clever youngster has come far in the world. I thank you. Hey, wait a minute. Just how old are you? Oh, that question's meaningless for one. Whose flow of time differs. Just avoiding the goddamn question. I see you and Sir Knight are already acquainted. Yeah, like it or not, sort of a herald of misfortune. Like it or not, eh? Is that how it is? What do you say, Sir Knight? How about we go along with the Black Swordsman and pay a visit to Hanar? Who's Hanar? Hanar. A dwarven craftsman skilled with his hands. It's his expertise that produced your armor as well as Sir Knight's. The smith responsible for the black armor that he wears. Goddamn, okay. The actual armor smith that created the Berserker armor and Skull Knight's current armor, I'm assuming? Wow, okay. I was actually not expecting that ever. I was like, this probably is just ancient suit of armor that you'd never expect, but okay. We're gonna meet Hanar. You do well to listen to whatever he has to say. Very well. It will also be a chance to repair the armor. That's crazy. Okay. Don't tell me that this wasn't just drawn intentionally this way. All right, Mira. Nobody sleeps like that. Is that? Oh, and she spies Guts walking with Skull Knight and Gedfring. Okay. Relax and envision the brooms sweeping the Bayrites away. You can do it, Shirka. Good luck. I know how she feels seeing everyone flying. The first thing any magic user wants to do is try it out. But serious, straight-laced kids aren't really cut out for that. Relax your shoulders. Typically, the first to fly are always the carefree or those who get easily carried away as Bayrites find them unapproachable. It's still all I can do just to float a few inches off the ground. Come on, you gotta be more light and airy. Like you're a flower petal on the wind. Empty out your mind. Take it easy. Not serious, not careful. Oh, here it comes. Sort of feels like I'm floating. Oh, that's funny. What? Hey, Mortar. Comes in from behind. You can get the hang of this sort of thing faster if you just take off for real. So away we go. Kidnapper, come on. Stop doing whatever you please, Mortar. Hey, keep your eyes open. I can't. You've flown as a luminous body, haven't you? What are you so scared of now? That is not the same thing. If I fall, I'll wind up dead. Look. You were scared of heights? The wind feels nice. Flying on the wind has its own appeal. After all, it's halfway like a dream when you're a luminous body. So time for you to see what it can really feel like, in full. Let's zoom and then accidentally end up with Guts, probably. Because Mortar, I spied that before. Wow. Not to brag, but when it comes to broom handling, I'm the best on the island. Whenever those pedantic old men bore me to sleep with their lectures, I tear away like this. You give off a different vibe than the rest of the island's mages, Mortar, a bit roguish, more or less. Everybody holding hands and getting along isn't my cup of tea. But look at that. There you go. That's guts, and also, where does this ravine lead? Where the island's strays hang out. No matter how bubbly and florid the island's queen is, there are some who don't vibe with that. They prefer semi-darkness to sunspots, like that spirit you summoned earlier. Incidentally, my mistress is among them. Why is your companion going with old Master Gedfring to a place like that? And there's that knight I've never seen. How about it? Doesn't it make you wonder? Let's go take a look. That's more like it. Cool. Interesting creatures down here. It certainly is different from Elfhelm up above. If anything, it's more like Clythoth. This is what attacked us. Right, Wicker Men. Just chilling. With their grumpy faces. They say long ago, when this land was attacked by a large nation on the continent, captured enemy soldiers were sacrificed and these were sent into battle. I suppose it was a disaster for you guys, but look, down here they're just giant rotten scarecrows. You've got to break out the old tools now and then. Weren't magic users originally so feared as witches and sorcerers that people hesitated even to speak of them? Compared to that village is like a playground, as provincial as it can be. You have so much energy, it's champing at the bit. One of my companions is that way. Huh? Wrong! I'm not all bratty like that. Stop. Oh. Mistress. Oh, it's you, Mortar. You haven't come by at all lately. The island's had some visitors, I welcomed them. Ha! So that's why you took out a Wicker Man without permission, how vexing. Sorry. Get too angry and you'll have another dizzy spell. Who's this? My mistress, Granny Vol. She's an expert with curses and necromancy, and the islanders call her Old Lady Volvaba. She's a textbook example of an old witch with a bad reputation. Who are you calling old? I'm the apprentice of Flora of the Spirit Tree Forest, and I came to this island a few days ago. My name is Shirka. Sorry to greet you from on high. Oh, you're Flora's, are you? You're acquainted with my mistress? Did you happen to see old Master Gedfring in 2 nights? They were headed toward the Forest of Stone just now. Blah, the Forest of Stone, where the dwarves are. Okay then, sorry to bother you, mistress. Hey, can't help you out with a magic rite now and then? Later, if I feel like it. Pardon us. That no-good apprentice, maybe I'll curse her with a tail or something. How vexing. I got so nervous, she's so intimidating. Well, it's because of her looks, she's actually pretty funny. But this is the first time I've ever seen her accompanied by somebody. Still, these visitors are connected to Flora of all people. Then there's that Skull Knight. This means the old men's dreamy nonsense is finally coming to pass. Wow, the stone really is like a forest. Nice, the horse has been left out. From here we walk. Dwarven dwellings are cramped and dark, and the dwarves are unreasonable and stubborn. It's too thick with bayrites in here. Flying gets totally exhausting. Well, this will tire me out anyway, since I don't usually use my legs. Ah, there they are. Sorry to bother you, Hanar. This is a legendary moment right here. This is the man, the dwarf, responsible for crafting the Berserker armor. I love this memory that he gets because they're so similar. Look at that. Even we've got the bandana on and everything. What does a mage want here in the bowels of the earth? Haven't seen that face in forever. The king, eh? Looks like you're still not resting in peace. That's my craftsmanship for you. Thanks to you, I'm in good health, friend. Good health, huh? Says you inside a coffin. So the armor keeps him alive. And then, humph. I never thought I'd get to see this again. And both at the same time to boot. Hana, as its creator, could you give the youngster a lecture on what it means to don this black armor? That ain't my style. But young'un, from the looks of things, you've been using that a heck of a lot. Yeah, I've sidestepped death many times thanks to this. You have my thanks. No need for all that. You're its owner, now. However, using it necessarily ain't the same as mastering it. In fact, that thing's liable to possess its owner for the sake of consuming him. I love that shot. Let's see, might as well give it a go. And he bashes it immediately, right on the gut. He's like, ugh! Oh. And up it comes. Oh shit. And that's where you're going to end the chapter. He's pressed the on switch. And Shirka is not available right now. Please call back later and leave a message. Okay. That's how you're going to close that out and leave us on a cliffhanger for Death Vision. That's one hell of a chapter title. Death Vision. Let's move into the next one. Alright, this is chapter 362, as we have the Berserker armor activating after it's been switched on by the Dwarven Smith. He's like, let me turn this on button real quick. Oh. Shirka is just around the corner. Right. I thought that they would be a little bit further away. I don't know why my brain glitched, and I was like, oh, and Shirka's not here. Shirka's literally been following them. Shirka is here to help. So that's fine. Guts. What is that? Pipe down. Oh. And he's got chains coming out to bound the beast. The beast is bound. Great Guru. Shirka, Morda, didn't take you long to skip class, my. What is this? What did you do to Guts? You gonna torture him? I figured I'd give him a look at the bloody memories dyed into this armor. At how this thing consumed the life of its former owner. There you go. Gives it a hammering. Oh, wow. This is the sea god, right? Wow. Oh, wow. This is almost like the full goddamn history of this armor right here. And at the center of it all, the god hand. Okay, that's not the sea god. I thought it was going to go through memories of like him, like when he's had to use the armor. But in all these tentacles surrounding the void, at the center of it all, these guys are different, except for Big Brain in the middle. What's going on here? Why are they different? Huh. Are these previous members of the God Hand, and he's just always been a constant? This could be the God Hand from way back, maybe? Because the members can change, I suppose? I guess that's the only explanation I would have, unless they decided that they were like, let's just be different. Let's just change form now. We just look like this. Sure. Guts looks like he's attuned to the memories. That's some serious strength. Almost breaking those chains. Oh, wow. This is cool. Damn, what's going on? Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on here? What is going on here? Oh shit, there's a brand of sacrifice here. On the shoulder. Dude, I think we're seeing Skull Knight's memories. He's attuned to the memories within the armor. This must be the God Hand that Skull Knight is used to. Can we just talk about the fact that this kind of stuff is in Berserk, this world building, this established world and this story, we're dealing with Guts, Griffith, and sort of Casca, and, you know, our main group, we're dealing with this, like, moment in time. But, like, it's so much bigger. It's so much bigger than that. And we've got, like, the allusions to, you know, the Emperor and ancient history and stuff like that. There's so many stories to be told here that is just a mystery to us. And seeing stuff like this is crazy. And it's like, it's feeling very much like this cycle, this spiral of repetition. Is we've got Skull Knight and Guts both being wearers of this armor, and it looks like Skull Knight may have also had a romantic interest, also marked for sacrifice, is what I'm getting here. That's at least my interpretation of what's happening here. But this, like, it's already, like, you think about the world building is so well established, and then you get moments like this when it's like, God, there's so much more. There's so much more. And it's a story that is crazy in how long Berserk has ran for, but also in the sense that the reason why it's so long and it takes forever to get to some particular main events is because Miura is, like, just exceptional at his character development, that he doesn't just let random characters get glossed over, you know what I mean? Like, he fully fleshes out everyone. Even if they're only there for a brief moment, they have a memorable place in the story. Like, there's not forgettable characters that I'm like, yeah, you never think about them again. You'll, like, see a character and you'll instantly remember their place in the story, the impact that they had on the characters, their contribution to that particular arc or, like, moment in time. And there are characters that we will all reminisce on that are no longer with us from those previous arcs. And I think what's really incredible about his work is the way that he's been able to create such a long-standing story. Like, it's unfortunate that there has been so many hiatus and gaps between chapters because of how we know things are now. Like, it's, like, tragic that we can't have a fully realized beginning to end Berserk from Miura's hands himself. And we will probably see some sort of noticeable shift as a lot of that character development, that world building, that integral sort of, you know, personality, that creator's touch to characters will probably not get given that same level of detail, because instead we're left with kind of those broad story strokes on how things will go. And I have read about how they're not going to, you know, expand upon those broader points because they want to actually guide this through to completion after Miura's passing. So it is going to be unfortunate that you just know that there would be so much more that we would get. There would be, it would just be a completely different thing. I don't know. It's still tragic and sad to even think about. And talk about, but just when you look at moments like this, you're like, Miura just has really crafted something magic in terms of how these characters interact with each other, and this whole story and the world building is just amazing. And then on top of that, like, it's gorgeous. Like, the artwork is incredible as well. God damn, definitely so grateful and so happy to be able to have, like, read through all of this and have that appreciation for it, but at the same time, it's just sadness. Sadness. So as that fades, what happened? He just stopped, like his chain's strings snapped. Is it about time? And then Shirka runs up to try and get on his back. Guts. Interesting. Different helmet. Oh, there he is. He's in there. Yanking off the helmet. Hello. Pulls the helmet off. You're not half bad. You awake now? Shirka, thanks. I owe you one. This always happens. I'm sure. Just now, what you just witnessed was the end of a once foolish king and the beginning of a wraith wandering through an endless night. So that in the memories of that armor, he might have been responsible as well for the death of that person, in the way that how when Guts is consumed by the rage in that armor, he is a threat to his friends. Wow, and that's how they end that one as we move into Leaping Monkey. Next chapter. Dude, this story is incredible. And what's crazy is realizing just like what I'm saying with like this world building and how this story develops is what's crazy is realizing how slowly paced the story is because of everything that is set up, everything that needs to be established, and it pays attention to all of these things. It doesn't just go significant event after significant event. It really takes moments to really shine on those character development moments and how all these random people will interact with each other, and it's meaningful. It's really good. It's like I don't have the full like intellectual capacity to like rant on it at the moment, but I think you know what I mean. Like it is felt like there's so much effort and love and passion put into this that it's just astounding. As we move into the next chapter, Leaping Monkey. 363. So we're walking on through. I'm sure of it. That was an eclipse. Yep, so it's an eclipse with an older god hand, but that big brain man is still around. He's been the ringleader forever. Okay. That was cool to see a different god hand. Is he the same as me? What's this hollow? A mausoleum. At the root of this spirit tree, His Majesty's Sir Knight's former lover lies buried. Wow. And he's just been eternally chilling in that skull armor ever since, I guess. Wow. So there was an event. She was also branded. God damn. Are you here this time to visit the grave of the Lady Maiden of the Cherry Blossoms, Sir Knight? She looks like her. Oh. She looks like her. That moment I touched the armor, I saw her too. Danan is the very image of that woman. Dude, we're getting some insane Berserk lore in these past 2 volumes. Like, this is insane. Like, what the fuck? This is the type of vibe that I need in my relationships. I'm a bold skull knight, and I need my pretty cherry blossom lady. I am a harbinger of calamity, a ruin of love and hate, forever bound for one place. I have no desire to bask in the afterglow of bygone days. Now, let us be going, lest we intrude. Excuse me, great guru. Exactly what sort of connection is there between my mistress and that skull knight? In her youth, your mistress Flora was one of the sorceresses who served the Lady Maiden. In those days, the two of them were quite attached, but those feelings were too strong. After that disastrous day, the black sun shone upon the world. My friend Flora violated a taboo, and hence she was banished from the village and left the island. Yo, that is a mic drop. Flora did something that she shouldn't have. A taboo? Go her. Shirka, I finally found you. Ivalera. Ah, you kidnapping delinquent girl. You trying to turn our Shirka into a hot rodder? What happens if she starts talking about turbo brooms? Wait, this is no time for that. Shirka, you gotta do something about the monkey. Isidro? Anyway, just come on. Hey, what's this? Could be interesting. So this is what the monkey chapter is for. Okay. Be back by dinner time. So, what in the world is it? It's not as if Isidro's ever not up to something. At this rate, the village is doomed. There. Oh god, what's happened? Okay, what's he done? No, untie me. He appears. I call it the witch pumpkin bundle. Behold my skills. You finally decided to show up, Shirka. Shirka, please do something about your companion. We came into the forest to gather medicinal herbs and he suddenly jumped us. Just getting even for that beating you gave me. I'm a man who doesn't forget disgrace. I repaid twofold violence to men and humiliation to women. After that long training journey and my crash course on this island, I've finally come up with a new killer technique. Now I'm going to test it out on you. She'll get you like she always does. Again with the immaturity you truly never learn. It's because you really put me through the ringer. Fallen to the dark side you have. You'll dance for me just like them, all silly and clumsy. We won't give in to a savage like you. Join forces against him. Right! I'll block those dangerous mouths of yours. Take this, elf shot. All the Puck siblings, followed by... Dynamic stylish tie-off. Okay. We get taken away from the dramatic, big lore, mind-blowing scenes so we can have Isidro be a monkey. These are not the world-building character development scenes I'm talking about. You, ta! He's quick, like some beast. You see that? Super 3-dimensional attack. Oh my... Okay. So we've had Yoda Puck as like a funny little reference. We've had Yoda Puck be like, haha, Star Wars. They've literally now got a Jar Jar Puck, 3 Order 66 clone Pucks, and Palpatine, Puck-Patine, if you will. Limitless power. Let us rule the island together with that power, Padawan. I can't believe we got... Berserk has gone on long enough to get prequels, you know, as well. Because obviously Yoda spans all of it, and it's just very iconic. But we actually have prequel references and prequel memes, goddamn, in Berserk. That's crazy. In this nutty forest where I weigh less, nobody will be able to catch me. He's too well suited to this forest. We can't control him. You monkey, foe of women, sex fiend. Hey boys, don't just stand there watching, help out a little. Come on, I mean... Mortar, you need to help too. Nobody can stop him. Now then, there is only one left, and it's you, Shirka. Do something! Oh my god, this... I really love the silly little drawing moments with their faces. I'm gonna get to watch you scream and bawl. What a delightfully vulgar face, says Jar Jar Puck. Puck Binks, Jar Jar Pucks, and Puck-Patine? Of course, what you'll be exposing is that kitty pumpkin underwear. My Padawan is a masterclass punk. Fine then, as your traveling companion, I'll brook no further wrongdoing. She'll scare you so bad you'll never even think of defying her again. I'll assume the responsibility of getting rid of you. Oh wow, you're a riot. You're so flagrant that I have to respect it. Is that so? It's just my wild nature. Isidro falling straight for the goth witch. We love to see it. Boobs, huh? Must be the boobs. Can't tear his eyes away. Yes, if the girls down there had similar boobs, they'd have trounced him. A monkey to the end. Gotcha. Well, think again. He dodged that? Smarty pants. Today I'm an outlaw. I won't fall for that old trick. Hey. You're way too slow to see through my after images. Okay, so we've also got Ultra Instinct Monkey Puck, Monkey Isidro. Right, quit moving around. So quick, his movements and personality have become inhuman. Despicable works for me. Shirka behind you. Oh, what? He just got tongued by a giant frog? Oh, okay. We got the Mero coming in. Okay. You guys playing tag? Looks like fun. Here's my frog horse. Let me join in too. And then Jar Jar, one of us. Amazing. Hey you, that's a Kelpie. It's dangerous. We just became friends. In clothes, you're naked. I was swimming and I'm an elf. It's normal. That one's a friend, so don't eat him. Spit him out. Since he's already stuck in there, suck on him till he loses his flavor. You employed a Kelpie. That's incredible, Yzma. Like I said, we're friends. We're the best of pals now. Okay, match your rhythm. 1, 2, 1, 2. They're just smacking him. Someone is poking the stick into his butt. They're smacking him, but someone is putting it in his butt and twisting it. That's not lost on me. Is anyone else seeing that? They put it in his butt and they're twisting it. We'll line up. We'll take turns, 5 at a time. I'm glad you made so many witch friends, Shirka. Well, you know. Hey, Mortar, where'd you fly off with 2 with Shirka? Yes. This is a paradise for us magic users. Sunshine at the end of our journey, where they accept me the way I am. But in that case, why did my mistress leave this island? What taboo did she violate? That's right. What a beautiful shot of Guts there as well. You and Sir Knight seem to be well acquainted. It ain't like that. Well, I do owe him a few, but he's a bad luck skeleton who pops up wherever I'm headed and spouts off like some kind of prophet. He is not of this world. His state of mind differs from that of people. Only deep love and hate and endless fury are pushing him forward, which is literally Guts. Perhaps the reason he pays any attention to you at all is that he sees in you a reminder of how he once was. While I appreciate the advice, tenacity is my strong suit. I can't tell whether he's dead or alive. He has no right to criticize me. All the more reason to discern at the verge of death whether your fury will breathe life into you or consume you like hellfire. Yeah. Will you let the armor consume you like Skull Knight allowed it to? Or will you be able to master it? And he's back to swinging around that big slab of iron. Discern, verge of death, that's all dandy. But on this breezy island, I've got nothing to do but take naps and swing this around. Except for that goddamn flash of Griffith. And that's the important part, because he's like, I'm just on an island, and it's fine, and Casca's here, and all I can do is just nap. And then he's reminded of everything. He's like, God fucking damn it. Ooh, the moon is out. You know what that means? Whenever there's a full moon, there's the boy with a little penis. There's the boy with his little boy penis. There you go. Incredible. Berserk, everybody. Only Berserk can end a chapter like that. This is one hell of a story. I'm getting stressed out now because we're getting all of this like incredible like stuff, and like there's still so many questions and there's still so much story to cover, and I know that I'm just approaching being caught up and it's killing me inside, but I'm loving reading this and sharing it and getting my mind blown with you guys. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching, you know, because it really is something that's like so special. And I'm glad that I get to do a reaction series like this. It's overwhelming. Tears of Morning Dew is the next chapter. There he is. You. How come you're here? Oh, he's fast. Oh, okay. Grabbing onto the back of the cloak. Interesting. Hey. Guts? We were just about to eat. Where did he... Found him out there. Everybody, I'd like to introduce you to my My boy. Huh? You found him? He appears. Oh, still alive, Shorty? Oh, we saw you at my island. Did you swim here? Maybe he was stowed away. If he's here on this island, then he must really be... You must be the Flower Store Monarch Danan. You took on that form and showed up where we went to watch over us on our journey. Alright, you were talking about that. Is that true? Yeah. Oh yeah, really? What would you know, you layman? Yeah, I don't think so. I understand you're wanting to mingle with the youngsters, but you can go too far in making yourself look young, Granny. You're embarrassing your relative here. Whom do you mean by Granny? I brought you a freshly baked pumpkin pie. Huh? Oh, how adorable. Who is this? Don't you know this boy, Danan? He isn't from this island. You got it wrong. It's okay, Shiaka. You looked pretty smug on the ship too when you gave that opinion of yours. Little Shiaka's at the age where she likes to show off. Is this payback for earlier? So petty. You two dimwits fail at showing off all the time. All the dimwits are showing off. Do me a favor. Take him upstairs so we can go see Casca. This will be interesting, by the way. This will be incredibly interesting. Alright. Casca, here's your naked boy. Straight into her arms, too. What are you doing here? You remember him, Casca? Yes, I remember. This boy who shows up on nights with a full moon. Full moon? Yeah. During our journey, he'd suddenly appear before us on such nights, then disappear come morning. As usual, he sticks to Casca like glue. I was convinced that the elf ruler, that it was you visiting in his form in order to evaluate us. It's true that I was informed regarding your journey, but that was by way of your teacher Flora's dream oracles. By my mistress. I did also hear about the events during the full moons, so this boy is the one. It's no wonder you had the wrong idea. That boy is no mere child of man. The odd of innocence surrounding him is very similar to that of us elves. The fact that he was able to reach this island, that's proof of no ill intent. He arrived here because the island's affinity guided him. The island's affinity? And when I say island, that includes its inhabitants. In this case, the three of you, Shiaka, Fantasia, and Casca. Us? You are obviously a magic user. Fantasia wore mild clothes, and Casca wore elven hunting garb. Thus, you three were able to become inhabitants of a sort here. Above all, everyone accepts the three of you. We've been accepted. And so your bond with this child led him here. He seems to have especially strong ties with Casca. I wonder why. Wow, I'm being slurped. This feels kind of familiar. Exactly. So good to see that. And him. Yep. Hanging outside like the dog he is. And morning comes, and does he fade away? No, he's still here. Morning. Good morning. That was a good morning workout. Oh, what gives? It's morning and you didn't vanish this time. Indeed. Well, time flows sort of uniquely here on the island. Here you go. Freshly baked bread. You're practically the neighborhood caretaker. For a few days here at least, it'll still be the night of a full moon in the outside world. Maybe he'll get to be with you for a while. Oh, that's really cool how that works. Get more time. Isn't that great, Casca? Yeah. Interesting. On the back of the broom. This is so cute. This feels like such a Ghibli thing. Such an ordinary child. Who knows what his story is, but I can't sense even an ounce of malice from the child. The elves aren't wary either. See how they take to him? For now, let's keep a close watch. Magic boy. This is great. This is your slice of life little anime manga moments, you know? That are really good. Just like wholesome stuff that happens for a time. It's weird to see Isidro naked for some reason. Like, I get that they've all had like a swim, but he's really just letting it all hang out while everyone else is dressed. So cute. This is amazing. How peaceful. Yes. Oh my god. I hate this because we're at how peaceful. And you know what happens when we're at how peaceful in Berserk? Is it means we're about to get slapped in the face. It was true before too, but those two fit so well together, like an actual mother and child. I'm sure being with him will help heal the wound in Casca's heart. For that matter, with all of us living under the same roof like this, we already seem like one big family. A family. But some things never change. This man swinging his sword by a waterfall. Oh. He let the sword go. It slipped from his grip. Interesting. Throwing knife time to get some food. I guess I still can't manage without this. Interesting. Oh, hello. You. What you doing in there? Hey! Don't wear that. Don't let it consume you. That's an evil suit of armor for you. And fell over. Here. What, you think you're a knight? Oh, God, this is so good. And this is adorable. They're doing sword fighting. We're literally getting, like, the Guts, Casca, and Boy family. But it's so disconnected and it's so sad. And we're getting them all being a family, except Guts can't be with the whole thing. And then there's Falconia, and Griffith is just gonna come in and shit on everything at some point. Like, you just know it's gonna happen. This is, like, it's just heart-wrenching. You get moments like this, and it's like, can't it just stay like this? Can't Guts hang up the armor and just get the elves to invent the nuclear bomb and just drop it on Griffith instead and just live out in peace on this island? Hey, shorty, it's snack time. Come on out. There you go. Off you go, kid. Go spend time with her. That's cute. Being like this feels completely natural. I remember the sense of nostalgia then. That moonlit beach where I first met him. No, I knew him from even before that as Elaine. I remember the sense of nostalgia then. Affection, sadness, but from where? Oh no. Don't let that be consumed and tied to this too. There you go. There it is. There it is. One and the same. As we knew. And then that's her realization. That is her realization. Oh, and... oh, he's outside. With Guts. Casca's rushing downstairs. I was dreaming. On nights of the full moon, I'd become a small child and find myself embraced by nostalgic warmth. But when I wake from the dream, all that remains is a faint sense of loneliness. This hair is white. You are fucking kidding me. That too soon fades away, along with a single tear, like morning dew. You're fucking kidding me. The boy is Griffith. This was his final panel? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Oh, actually crying, dude. That was his final panel? Oh, dude, it's been 2 years, man. Because it was like, I was gonna read the book. I was gonna read the manga. And I was planning to do it. And then it happened. And he went. And he passed. And then I was like, well, now I need to. And it's been 2 years. Oh my god. That's the last panel that he did? I was dreaming. This moment is this is one of the most significant moments in the entire story. This is earth-shattering. This is like probably almost the biggest Berserk moment next to the eclipse. We've had this mystery forever and been like, this boy is obviously the child of Guts and Casca from this demon child. But then the whole egg thing happened to birth the perfect world, and the baby was thrown into that. And then it was blended with Griffith. Griffith's like dreaming. On nights of the full moon, I'd become a small child and find myself embraced by nostalgic warmth. But when I wake from the dream, all that remains is a faint sense of loneliness. That too soon fades away, along with a single tear, like morning dew. Griffith would dream himself as this child and attach himself to Casca, and he's just been able to bring himself to Elfhelm because of that? Because time works differently here. So while it's still a full moon in the real world, he's like still kind of here. It's like it's all over the place. Which makes me wonder if Griffith isn't actually here, but he's like, the boy has transformed into sort of a dream version of Griffith because that it's no longer the full moon on Elfhelm. Which is fucked, because that means that Griffith is going to be aware of what's going on here as well, that Guts and Casca are here, and they both have to witness this. Griffith rocks up and is like, hello, I am your son, in some weird fucked up way. And that is the end of this volume. The final installment, printed in volume 41, is the last manuscript that Kentaro Miura personally inked before his death. Miura spent over 30 years producing Berserk. Oh, that was in December of 2021. Wow. I'm very upset. I'm very upset. That is the end of volume 41. That's the end of the last volume of Berserk. The last published volume currently at the time of this video, and the last manuscript that Kentaro Miura inked himself. And I am heartbroken. The world of manga was devastated by the May 2021 death of Berserk creator Kentaro Miura, but Miura-sensei left behind one final volume to cap his 30-plus year commitment to his signature vision. While Miura's epic remains unfinished, Volume 41 is a fitting curtain call filled with joy, sadness, laughter, and keen imagination, and I'm now going to cry myself to sleep. So thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Berserk. It's been a long time coming to get to this moment together, and I'm glad I get to share it with all of you. A very, very beautiful volume. And there is so much of this that is so fitting for all of it and so sad. And I'm really excited to read these other chapters. I think there is currently up to chapter 371 or 372. There's less than 10 chapters left for me to read currently before we get up to date. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me, everybody. I really appreciate you guys coming on this journey, and we will still continue to read and react to Berserk together. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.